Early literacy and in communities and the effect that it has on children. So what is early literacy? Early literacy goes beyond learning the alphabet. It's more language development, print awareness, which is, understanding that print has a meaning and that books contain letters and words. It's building upon vocabulary and comprehension skills, which are all essential for academic success for a student. So it's important because it affects the child's development, it enhances their cognitive, social, emotional skills, and it affects their health. So factors that influence literacy development are exposure to books and language at an early age, parental involvement, social economic status, quality of education that's offered, and the biggest one that we're going to talk about today is community involvement. So, community partnerships. When partnering with schools and libraries and local organizations, we can give children the access that they need to early literacy. Libraries and schools can provide events and literacy events and community events that can help promote this. And this can these collaborative events or efforts can get families engaged in literacy activities and have a significant impact on promoting that early literacy in the community. So again, public libraries offer a range of services which include like story time and summer reading programs. They have a huge collection of children's books that can nurture their environment for early literacy and development. Knowing your government is also extremely important in the community. One important thing that, many people should know is the No Child Left Behind Act, which, held schools responsible for the academic progress of students and putting a focus on certain groups of students such as English language learners, special education, poor and minority children, and those who just kind of trail in a milestone development behind what they really should be. So by recognizing the importance of early literacy and initiating programs is really important for government to do. They provide the early childhood education funding and can help promote that the advocacy of literacy awareness, and they contribute to the policies that frame the early literacy development and environments and things like that. So really making sure that you as a community are involved with your government and the initiatives that can take effect on the early literacy is extremely important. Policymakers and community leaders, they have a lot that they can do. They can help support the preschool programs that provide like the standards that are needed for that language and literacy exposure. They can provide resources to public preschools. They also require excellent teacher preparation. It's really important that policymakers and community leaders hold the various preschools and pre-K teachers accountable for their teachings, making sure that schools stay on top of professional development and making sure that they stay in the know of the ever-changing and community and things that they can do to help promote that early literacy and education in general. So, as a community, providing free healthcare or clinics for low-income families is important. With being able to provide things like that, it gives the opportunity to address mental health, which is really important in the youth today. And being able to provide a program or offer assistance in helping students with mental health at little to no cost is extremely important for families. It's also important that families are aware of milestones that students reach and things like that that's important for their child. So my local state, so Indiana, they have this great website, and it's called childcare.gov, and you can go on here and simply look at developmental screenings that are age appropriate, like the developmental milestones that your student or child should be touching. So if I look at 2 months, I can look at, what they do by this age, and just make sure that my child is on track with all those development milestones and what they should be reaching. If you have any questions on if your child has not hit a certain milestone, being able to go to that free clinic, or be offered free healthcare is extremely important as well, so that you can go to those things and express your concerns to a pediatrician if your child is not hitting a certain milestone. It also offers best practices, so like the different standards that is important for kindergarten readiness, and knowing those standards of what your child's teacher may be needing to strive for or should be striving to for. And it actually, looking at this, you can go infant to 12 months, so it has the different various categories which you can look at. And again, this is important that you know these as well as a community or as a parent, or especially if you're looking around to find a place for your child to go to for preschool, things like that, or just hold your child's teacher accountable for as well. And again, this is really important for to get that government backing. A lot of places it is hard to implement programs like this without the funding, and so being able to have a government that supports them is important. You can also look at educational supports for children with disabilities and what is offered. You can search for a Head Start for a program to put your child in, and various things like that. And then this is really important, so parent education and support, and you can go on there and get useful tips and information, essentials for parenting toddlers and preschool, or a big one, essentials for parenting teens. So again, that touches back on that mental health and being able to provide that your student with the mental health coping, or just skills that they need to make them kind of mentally, I don't know what's the word I'm saying, just avoiding those mental health tragedies or effects that they might have at that age. So, and then again, that goes back to providing adults with a way to improve education. So as a community, it's essential to promote those educational opportunities that parents can get. There might be a lot of emphasis on children and promoting their literacy skills, but there's a lot of adults that may have been hindered by being able to get those abilities because of their parents' social status or something like that, or just not having those opportunities around in the community where they grew up. So it's important to promote those. And one that I found that Indiana offers is Literacy Foundation. So this is Indy Reads, and it's really awesome. It's for adults who are seeking to improve that reading and writing skills and things like that. And so it's kind of like a tutor for them. So that's really nice. And again, there's different communities that offer different things. So it's a matter of really looking into what your community offers. So I did my research with a 3rd grade teacher and then a Head Start outreach coordinator to get their insight on some of the things. And so one of the questions I asked were, what are some free resources your school provides to the community? The 3rd grade teacher, she made sure that I knew that she worked at a private school, but she's also taught at a public school. And that her private school offers something called Parent Universities. And there it's normally a speaker who has a presentation on child development and the impacts of what social media can have on a child. A big one that she talked about that they recently had was about a informational presenter who talked about vaping and what the different things of vaping can look like now. They have vaping sticks that look like highlighters and things like that.